Yes, good evening, good evening, good evening. You know the vibes. You're rocking out with your truly Showtime Sizzle. I am the source. Let me check the levels real quick, and then we're going to proceed. We are going to proceed. I just want to make sure y'all hearing me clear. Then we're going to proceed. Okay, yes, the audio sounds good. Okay, you see, let's just get it. Let's keep it copacetic. Let's keep it copacetic. Let's get a let's formally introduce the show.
Like, subscribe, and hit that bell.
Yes, this is the Three Kings edition. Shout out to my guy Alex in the building. I see you, Brody. I see you, Al. But let's get to it, right? The newly crowned unified 130-pound champion, Shakur Stevenson at the top. Now I have them. The newly crowned unified. I have them particularly in this order for a reason. And the reason why I have them in this order, it may offend some of y'all, but some of y'all, a lot of y'all who really know boxing are going to get it. Now, Tank Davis is at the bottom. I know guys is going to say, well, Tank Davis is the biggest star out of all of them. But you see what I wrote. This is not a popularity contest. This is not a contest of who gets the best narratives, who has the machine by them to control and program the public. This is about skills, accomplishments, skills, accomplishments, skills, accomplishments. All right, let's get to it. Devin Haney, I got him in the middle, doing big things. He was just at the fight. Now he's co-promoted by Top Rank. He has the undisputed bout coming up against George Kambosos. I believe he's 22, 23 years old. He does this. This will definitely shoot him all the way up to the top. Undisputed, 135-pound champion. Right now, Shakur Stevenson, after that performance against a undefeated 31-year-old Oscar Valdez, he's at the top. They say skills pay the bills. Silver medalist Olympian. Now he's 18-0. Coming off two back-to-back impressive victories over champions Jamel Herring and now Oscar Valdez. Both fights making it look rather easy. Now you're saying, why is Tank Davis at the bottom? Well, Tank Davis is at the bottom because, to be honest with you, Tank Davis was on the fast track at one point. He knocked out Jose Petraza. I think he was like 21 years old, 22 young. Ever since then, it was like they put training wheels on Tank. I remember they wanted Lomachenko was on his bumper, wanted to fight him. Mayweather and them said they're moving him. They have a plan for him, which they did. He's a mega superstar. Can't take that from him. But as far as fighting, like, really leaving your mark. Like at the end of the month, he's going to be fighting Rolly Romero at the Barclays Center pay-per-view. I've told a coworker of mine, he said, Sha, you gonna go to the fight? I said, trust me, if they give me complimentary tickets, I'll give them to you. I'm not going to this fight. I don't want to go to this fight. It's not. I feel like being a New Yorker, the fight in my backyard, I feel like they're disrespecting us with this fight, especially after the fights that we have been getting, like this past Saturday night. And the ticket prices are crazy, and for it to be pay-per-view and it's in-house. And I just said with these two hitters, Shakur Oscar Valdez, champion on champion, regular free TV, ESPN. Lord Devin Haney is fighting pay-per-view, but it's an undisputed clash with George Kambosos. Tank Davis is fighting pretty much an in-house sparring partner guy, who was unproven, to say the least. What has he done to even deserve a shot at Tank? But that's just the game. That's just how they move. So, yes, he is at the bottom. Hopefully you were catching the sauce. But I want to say this in fairness. I call them three kings because right now they pretty much are on the verge of making the climb. And you're going to see why in a second. Like, I know the popular narrative on the YTC is Spence and Crawford. Bud Crawford is 34. Earl Spence is 32. We're still talking about them making the fight. These young guys, like I just said, Shakur is 24 years old. He is now a unified champion. Devin Haney is 22, I believe, 23, maybe 22. On the cusp of becoming undisputed. He was just on the Stephen A. Smith show today. Gervonta Davis, what is this going to be, his first, second, third? I think this might be his fourth pay-per-view, if I'm not mistaken, third or fourth. These guys are all young. Pretty soon they're all going to be entangled. Hopefully they don't fall into that trap of what I just said. 34, 32. Still no fights between them. This is the Source experience. This is the Source experience. No. Put that down. Put that down. Thank you. Thank you. This is the Source experience, and hopefully we get these fights, man. Like I said, the young guys are taking over. This talk, Narina. I'm working. I love you too. Thank you. But yes, shout out to Coach Reem popping in. But yeah, the three kings. Now you're saying, why is it only three? Teofimo Lopez is on the verge of going to 140. Ryan Garcia is Ryan Garcia, man. You got to knock somebody off that's relevant, man. At least these guys here, right? They all have relevant, even and me, I be hard on Devin Haney. But Devin Haney has put himself in position. His father has done a wonderful job managing his career up until this point. He has a chance to make history, becoming undisputed at 22 years old. So he's definitely right there. You see the order I have them in. But in my opinion, Shakur Stevenson right now is on top. Skills paid the bills. The man hits and doesn't get hit. I seen ESPN Ringside. Oscar De La Hoya has come out. The Golden Boy has come out and said that Shakur's performance over the weekend was like Canelo losing to Floyd. But I'm going to put some sauce on that. When Floyd beat Canelo, Floyd was older. Canelo was younger. He wasn't green, but he was younger. Shakur is younger than Oscar Valdez. and took him to school like that, man. Hopefully y'all catching the sauce tonight, man. Like I said, like, subscribe, share, tell a friend you're rocking over your shooting Showtime Sizzle. I am the source, Shaw News, hottest in the game. You know, creative content. Definitely check out the Source Sisters review. Messiah did a beautiful piece on the flaming hot Cheeto fries. You know, like I told you, we are expanding the brand, and I'm going to start incorporating my babies more. You see, Coach Reem popped in here and told me she loves me. So yes, I'm going to start incorporating them more. You will be seeing more videos on the channel of them doing product reviews. You already know they do interviews and things of that nature. Yes, this weather up here is rather tricky. It's gloomy and rainy. You know, gloomy and rainy. Like I said, I'm not going to stay on too long because I am binge watching the Harlem Godfather. I'm on season 2. I got to get through it. I watched season 1 on Hulu. I woke up early this morning. I started watching it, and I paid for it at work. I was rather tired, but I made it through the day. Now I'm giving you some nice lightweight sauce, man. So yes, that is. I just feel like right now, Shakur's is at the top, man. But Devin Haney has a chance to be right there, neck to neck with him. Because if he becomes undisputed champion, I think he's right there. That George Gambosa victory will put him right there. Because you got to think about it. He's on the hot streak right now. And this is coming from a guy who critiques him very hard. He beat a former champion in Jojo Diaz. Jojo Diaz was a champion, 130-pound champion, IBF champion that beat Tevin Farmer. Devin Haney beat him. So you have to, that is a top-notch name, former Olympian, former world champion. Now he's fighting for all of the straps. So if he's able to run this gauntlet, he definitely got to be up there. Now, Tank Davis, you're going to get the narrative pushes. The guys that all they know is to push pro-PBC narratives and Al Heyman stories. They're going to say it's Tank. How? Tank, like I said, Tank is doing the opposite. Yes, he's selling out arenas. He's putting on big shows and spectacular events, but he's not fighting the names. He's getting older. Here you have, like I said, a 24-year-old and a 22-year-old. They are stepping the same way Tank was stepping once upon a time. Remember, he knocked out Pedraza at 21, and then they put on the trainer wheels. They put the trainer wheels on. You know? I think the biggest name, right? Sister Pedraza. And I'm not even going to, Gamboa is old, man. Like Devin Haney got Gamboa on his resume. I'm going to say Leo Santa Cruz. And Leo was a smaller guy, but that was still a good fight because Leo was a legit champion, even though he was a little smaller. And then how Tank finished him off in spectacular fashion with the uppercut. Now, Mario Barrios, you know, he went up to 140 and did that. That's just like, you know, I think he captured like a secondary belt. But that's nothing like look at what Shakur just did, man. Shakur took out Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez was hot. He planted Bruchette. They thought he was going to lose that fight. Planted him, parked him. Went up and waited and parked him. Became champion, WBC champion in the bubble. Shakur just beat him so easy, man. So easy over the weekend. Now, a lot of people's not talking about it for, you know, whatever reasons. Like I said, when you come to YouTube for boxing content, creative content, it's not too much creative content. It's a whole bunch of narratives, whole bunch of the same fighters being constantly talked about. That's not creative. It's not creative at all. You got to talk about what's really going on. And like I said, what's really going on is these young guys are about to take over the sport of boxing. You know, they're young, they're active, and they're looking to be great. They're marching. So we just got to keep our eye on them and hope that they keep moving them like this. They keep them stepping like this, man. Because pretty soon, they all, I don't know about Tank. I don't know about Tank because, you know, they like to keep it in-house over there. But if things go good with Devin is with Top Rank right now for at least 2 to 3 fights. If he wins against George Gambosa, it's a definite 2, possibly 3. We all know where Shakur's locked in at. So this could be a possible collision at some point between them two. It would be good to put Tank Davis in that mix. Will they? Who knows? I'm pretty sure y'all seen the PC deal with Gilly the Kid and Wallow, where he admitted to not asking for the big fights. So you never know what's going on, man. You know, you never know what's going on. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this sauce, man. Are y'all enjoying this sauce, man? Like I said, shout out to my man Alex in the building. You know, it's Canelo's fight week. I'll probably do a Canelo video later on in the week. Canelo fights this week. Where's that fight at? Is that fight in Vegas? You know, is that fight in Vegas? You know, I wonder where that fight is at. Let me look that up real quick, man. Well, I got y'all on here. You know, I told y'all I'm gonna give y'all at least 20 minutes. You know. All right, let's see what we are doing with it. All right, I'm looking it up right now. I think the narrative, right? Like I just said, Earl Spence is 32, Terrence Crawford's 34. YouTube killed the vibes with the fight, man. They talk about these guys every single day, man. Every single day, right? To the point where now mainstream media is not even really speaking on it like that. Like I just said, Devin Haney was on the Stephen A. Smith show. Young Devin, man. Salute to him. That's a move in the right direction, man. Big move, man. Big move, man. And like I just said, Oscar De La Hoya speaking on Shakur Stevenson, saying that Shakur's victory was like Mayweather over Canelo. That's high praise, man. High praise, man. So you know, it is what it is, man. Yeah, where's this fight at, though? I want to see where this fight is at. It's this Saturday. I think it's in Vegas, right? Gotta be Vegas. Right, Daffy? Is it in Vegas? Is it in Vegas, right? Let's see. Let's see where this fight is at. I think it's in Vegas. Right? They're gonna, when they do his arrival and all of that, watch how crazy it be, yo. Canelo's like over the top with it. Where's the fight at, though? Let's see. That paper, you gotta pay for $59 if you're a subscriber. They really pressing it, man. Because they know Canelo sells, man. Does anybody know if the Tyson Fury numbers got released? Yeah, I think it's in Vegas, right? Let me see. Yeah, it's Vegas. It's definitely Vegas. Yes. Alex says, let's see. Props for Haney for going over there down under. That's what world fighters do. That's why they call it world champion. These guys now always want to be in their backyard. Correct, Alex. That's why you see the order I got them in, man. And I'm one of the hardest critics of Devin Haney, but he's playing chess, man, and he's moving. He knocks off George Kambosos. He's right there. Tank Davis, man, like popularity wise, Instagram followers wise, putting on big events, things wise, he's number one. But at the end of the day, these two guys, like I said, Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney, like boxing wise, and the sport is starting to see it. They're separating themselves from them, man. They are doing legacy defining fights and edging their name in stone. You know what I'm saying? Like the Mount Rushmore stone. 22 years old, Devin, going to be undisputed. You know, Shakur, 2 division, now unified champion at 24, taking out undefeated fighters, making it look easy. Like they're not elite, like they're average. Getting comparisons to when Floyd beat Canelo. But yet it's the opposite because Canelo was young. Floyd was older, seasoned. Whereas Shakur, young. Valdez, older. But yet you would have thought Shakur was the more seasoned fighter. If that makes any sense, man. Shout out to World Combat Sports, Scotty on the check-in. But yeah, that's just my source on that, man. But yes, watch the difference of levels now. Before I close, I want to put this out there in the atmosphere, my creative flow today. Canelo Alvarez's fight is coming up, right? A lot of channels ain't going to speak on it because, like I said, man, they just push narratives and they try to program. YouTube is programmed already, right? Now, you're going to see the difference of levels. Canelo Alvarez is going to have his fight week this week. They're going to do the grand entrance and things of that nature, the weigh-ins. Now, watch the levels of stardom. You hear the words that I'm using? Stardom, superstar. Because at the end of the month, we're going to get another pay-per-view fight. It's going to be a hype fight, right? And then you're going to get a whole bunch of channels that push narratives, and they're going to try to make fighters that's like nowhere on his level seem like they're bigger superstars than what they are. And that's what they do. And then when their numbers come, oh my God, like this like utterly downwards, the narrative pushers have to move the goalposts. So that's what you're going to see happen now. This week, when Canelo rolls out to Vegas and they do the grand arrivals and all that, watch how they turn it up. They're going to have the bands and it's an extravaganza. These other guys that's fighting on pay-per-view, they're not doing that. They're not, and it shows, man. That's why, like, a lot of YouTube channels need to dumb it down with the narratives because all you're really doing, like, pretty soon these guys are going to be fighting on pay-per-view YouTube. You know what I'm saying? At the rate some of these channels are going, man. Hopefully y'all caught that sauce. But yes, that was my lightweight breakdown, man. Shakur and Devin, man. Right now, Shakur's on the top, man. After that performance. But Devin is right there, man. He knocks off George Kambosos. He's right there. Tank, you know, popularity-wise, pay-per-view-wise, narrative pusher-wise, no, it's Tank. But like I said, if you're talking about accomplishments, skills, pay the bills, Shakur Stevenson right now, man. Devin Haney's right there, man. He accomplishes this undisputed at 22 years old. He gets thrusted up there too, man. And the good thing about them is both of them are top ranked now. So you never know. They may collide. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this sauce, man. Salute to Alex, man. Appreciate the comments in the chat. Shout out to World Combat Sports. With that being said, we are going to wrap this up. I am going to get to the Godfather of Harlem on Hula, on the Fire Stick. You know the vibes. I holla.
Like, subscribe, and hit that bell.